Hey folks, this is Mark Kelly once again with Inbound Revenue. Check us out at inboundrevenue.com. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel here. If you have any questions or comments, drop them below. Today I want to talk to you about the differences, advantages, disadvantages, as honestly as I can about working with a Google Ads contractor versus working with a Google Ads agency. So I'm going to try to give you the ups and downs of both. And let's start with contractor. So you're a new agency or you're an existing agency and you need to add some Google Ad management to your portfolio. And you want to look at the options of using an agency or using a contractor. I'm going to give you the advantages of a contractor up front. First of all, a contractor may in some cases be less expensive for you, depending on the contractor, depending where they're located, things like that. So it may be a less expensive option than using an agency. Now, that comes with an asterisk, fine print, because less expensive, could be less expensive in the short term, but are they getting results? That's the question you have to ask. But generally, your hourly rate or whatever is going to be cheaper. Even your monthly rate is going to be cheaper if you use a contractor. Another advantage to using a contractor is they can do exactly what you tell them to do. You task them with specific things. Now, I'm going to get into it a little bit later about how you have the best of both worlds with inbound revenue, and you can essentially have us as contractors. But a contractor is someone that you just say, do A, B, and C. They'll do A, B, and C, whereas we've got systems and processes and things. So those are the couple of advantages. So you can manage them more closely. You can really run the show with a contractor that you can't with an agency typically. Now, some of the disadvantages of a contractor are if you, for example, let's say you don't know what to tell the contractor to do. You just have to trust them because you're an SEO person or a web design person. So you're tasking someone with things to do that you don't know. You don't really know what you're talking about. So you can't really know whether what you're telling that person is the right thing to do. The other thing that you run into with contractors is unless you're giving them a bunch of work and paying them better than average, they're going to hit capacity at some point. And if they take on a big client who's paying more, paying better, they may very well ghost you. And that happens a lot with contractors. Another disadvantage to contractors is, let me see, that was the big one. Is there another disadvantage to contractors that I could think of? Well, obviously you have to know what to tell them and you have to manage them. The other thing that I would say, I'm going to talk to you more about what the advantages of an agency, working with an agency are, and then that'll sort of illustrate some of the other disadvantages of working with a contractor. So the disadvantages of working with an agency, a white label agency like ours that just does Google Ads, is maybe we might cost more than your contractor. Maybe, our overall rates are higher. So that's a disadvantage perhaps. But the advantages of working with an agency is this is what we do all the time. We have systems and processes in place. We have project management systems. We have communication systems. We have operations. We have a way to task. We have a way to dole out tasks to people. We have specific things that we do on every account. We have a ton of knowledge. So when you get with an agency, you're getting all those things thrown in there typically. I mean, not every agency performs the same, for sure. So you're getting all the advantages of that. You're getting our knowledge. Not only is there me, who've been working in Google Ads for 20 years, since 2003, you've got my team who sees all the ups and downs and ins and outs and all the mistakes that you can make. You've got the YouTube channel where you can check things out and you can learn more about Google Ads. You can learn how to do things, how to sell Google Ads, all that stuff. So there's the advantage of learning. Pre-sales, you can reach out to me and say, I've got a client. They're in this niche, they're in that niche. What type of budget should I set, et cetera, et cetera. So those are things that you get with an agency. You're going to get high quality landing pages, for example, because we've built over 600 of them, maybe over 700 now, landing pages. We know what works. We know what doesn't work. We've probably worked in your niche before. So there's a good chance we're going to know how to get a campaign up and running fast. The other thing is that we have depth. So if I go on vacation, your campaign's still going to work. Your campaign's still going to get optimized. You're still going to have communication. And honestly, at our white label rates, you're probably going to get as good pricing. It's a tremendous value. You're probably going to get as good pricing as possible. The last thing I want to touch on is if you really want a contractor, we actually offer you that option because we offer buckets of hours that are reasonably priced. And in a bucket of hours, basically, you tell us, whether you buy 5 hours or 30 hours, you tell us what you want to happen. You direct and guide us. We'll give you advice. We'll give you the feedback you want. But you're able to essentially get a contractor that has, all the skills and all the knowledge, and you have someone who's vetted. That's the other thing about a contractor. Just because they're on Upwork or just because they say they know Google Ads doesn't mean they do. You will have someone, when you buy a bucket of hours, that actually knows the business, understands Google Ads, conversion tracking, and everything, top to bottom. So that's what I wanted to talk about, contractor versus agency when it comes to Google Ads. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Check us out at Inbound Revenue. And please subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Talk to you again soon.